once published a $33 plus tax instead of $3,300 plus tax business class fare from Toronto to Larnaca, Cyprus, where they completely messed it up. You could only book it through Orbitz, and they canceled everybody, but then Orbitz's lawyers got involved because they required an airline to honor fares that had been entered into their system. And so not like because of an obligation to the customer, but an obligation to Orbitz. And then the customers, their itineraries were getting rebuilt, but involved code share segments between Italy and Cyprus. And in some cases, they didn't have the inventory to rebuild them. The other thing that they were doing is they refused to honor stopovers as part of this. So they were rebuilding on different dates. So now people had itineraries that were different than what they booked. In some cases they got to Cyprus, but they were then flying back from Italy. They couldn't get back to Italy. We called them the swim team. And so finally, Alitalia assigned one person in New York, Nicolo Similuca, to handle all of the tickets booked under this errorfare. Now, this was something that was posted originally on Flyer Talk. I wrote about it too. So there was, discussion on my blog as well. But I talked about okay, here's how my call is like with, Nicolo. I wound up talking to him 25 times because everyone in my office booked these tickets in some cases. Come to my office, right? And I would sit down and plot out because what they ultimately allowed you to do is rebook to anything that you wanted. You could change the dates, change the season, change the cities. It didn't matter. As long as you, connected through Italy, you eventually touch Cyprus, you could have unlimited stopovers in Italy, right? Whenever you wanted, provided there was inventory in the respective fare classes. And so we plot this out. We called Nicolo. They were paper tickets because it was Alitalia and Cyprus Airways. But in Cyprus Airways, because it was under an Alitalia code, you could credit those flights to Delta. I mean, it was like a crazy thing. And so, it was